G'day guys, my name's Josh. You can call me Woodle, and welcome back to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 18, where I am back to answer what is by far the most common comment I get on almost all of my base builds. Almost every single one since all the way back in Alpha 17, at least 10 people per video have asked the same question, and that is, can you use campfires to set zombies on fire and use that as part of your zombie base? And the answer I usually give is kind of, but not really. Campfires do a depressingly small amount of damage to zombies, not like the normal fire that you get from like the burning shaft mod or whatever. So you can implement it if you want to, but it's not really worth the effort of going around and lighting all the campfires and all the extra heat and screamers and all that kind of stuff. But enough people ask it, and I'm getting so sick of copying and pasting the same response to so many people. I thought, you know what, if this is a common topic that so many people want to know the answer to, I may as well just crank out a video for it, show you guys the pros and cons of it, implement it into a base, and see if it's actually a viable option in Alpha 18. I'll admit I haven't tested it since the Alpha 17 days, so maybe it's the bee's tits now, maybe it's the greatest thing in the world and I haven't been doing it. But we will do it, we will find out, we will test it and see how it goes. But before I can go out there, build something and test something, I need to head to the new unfinished portion of the Hall of Legends, because it's still not finished because it takes a long time to build it, and say thank you to 3 more awesome people for making all of this a possibility. And today we are thanking Cheddar Yeti, which is a freaking fantastic name because even Yetis need to get that cheddar, DS Zombie Q, and Harold, old mate Hazza. So thank you, you 3, and thank you everyone else for all of your wonderful support and making this all a wonderful thing. But now I need to go find somewhere to build. So I'm not, the first thing I need to do is test the campfires. In fact, I might just test all the different ways you can set zombies on fire. I want to see how effective fire is, because Molotovs are super effective fire weapons, but campfires are not. So I want to see what the differences are and if what the best kind of implementation of this is going to be. Okay, here's how we're going to test it. All the things I can think of that set zombies on fire is what I've got here. So we've got a campfire over here that's currently burning away. We have a forge that, even though you can't see the smoke, is currently going. Look, if you go down to the right angle, you can see the smoke, and that's currently burning too. We've got a burning barrel. We've got the decorative ember block. So you can't get it in survival, but you can get set on fire from it. So I've got that one too. Now I've also got a platform to punch some zombies in the face with my knuckle wraps equipped with chlamydia. So I can set some zombies on fire with my chlamydia as well, and some Molotovs. I'm going to put the zombies on each one of these and see. I'm going to get rid of that because it's burning my eyes a little bit. That was a problem in the fist only challenge, that having the chlamydia effect on your knuckles just like hurt and burnt your eyes, which is no fun for anyone. So I'm going to put a zombie on top of each one of these and see how quickly they die with each different flame effect. And from this, we can choose the best one. I mean, those ones are just there for kind of reference, I suppose. But using especially these 3, if they can kill zombies reasonably quickly, maybe we can actually incorporate that into our design. So let's get ourselves our favorite Chelsea. Let's just put one right here. Look at me, like that. Is your AI on? I hope not. No, it's not. Good, good, good. Okay, let's push it back a little bit. Right, I'm going to spawn one on top of each one of these. You are just my controls. You have 237 health. How quickly will you die in each one of these tests? You've got to wait a little bit for her to actually get set on fire. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Pitiful, pitiful damage. What's that? Like maybe like 3 damage a second? Maybe 4 damage a second? 1, 2. Okay, so 2 damage a second, roughly. My counting may be a little bit off. Definitely, this is what I was talking about. The damage from a campfire is just bollocks. It's a complete waste of time calling in all that screamer heat for no actual effect on the zombies. So let's get rid of you. Let's put one on top of the forge and see how that one goes. Now that's currently on. Are you even going to get set on fire? I don't know. Yes, you are, but once again, still definitely not fast enough for that to actually be an issue. If I, hang on, so if that's doing 2 damage a second, what happens if I stand on top of it? Does it set me on fire? Do I go down as quickly as that one does? I feel like I'm getting damage faster than the zombies do. I mean, I would have thought rotten flesh would be a little bit more flammable than living flesh, but apparently not. Apparently not according to 7 days. What about the burning barrel? Is that going to give me an option? Does that even set them on fire? I don't think I've ever seen a burning barrel set them on fire. No, that one doesn't. All right, you can just stay there and just think about it until hopefully one day you do get set alight. Let's test on top of the embers. That does set people on fire. Yep, there it goes, sets you on fire too. Same effect again though. So really, like, the stationary fire things just aren't worth the time. They're just not doing any damage at all. That's even remotely fun. That's super disappointing. I was really hoping for more out of that, but it means it stands up though. The test I did in 17 stand for 18. It's all just bloody pitiful. Before I test the chlamydia attachment, I need to make sure that I'm not doing any extra damage. So I've got the lowest tier knuckle wraps. It's the only way I could kind of use that effect without having too much damage being done by the weapon I'm putting it on. But I'm also going to drink some Forgetting Elixir before I do that to make sure I have no extra points helping me in this. And I'm just going to give my control down here one swift punch in the titty to see how much damage I actually do just by myself. So if it just crouch down a little bit, although that might give me stealth damage, let's not do that one, and just go pow right in the nip. What did that do? That did 9 damage with the fist. Is that I mean, it just says 6 here. I'm not sure why I did 9 over there. Alright, whatever. So 9 over there, that's our control. Let's bang the chlamydia back onto our knuckles and see what we do this time. Now, I'm gonna have to hit until I actually set her on fire, which is kind of a shame. So 9 a pop, right in the nipple. I set them both on fire by accident. How fast is it going down? It's going down, I mean, that's going down faster than it was on the campfires. Well, I don't quite know. Let's do it again, see it back on fire. 200, 1, 2. So that's going down at 3 a second, roughly. Interesting. Okay, so it's a little bit faster than what the campfire was, but still not groundbreaking. The chlamydia stick attachment is definitely not worth it. It blinds you, so you can't even use your own weapons, and it doesn't actually do that much damage against the zombies. Alright, but at least now we know. Let's get ourselves another Chelsea on the Molly station. I accidentally killed her a second ago. There we go. Grab you, grab a Molotov. So you're starting at 237. How quickly are you going to go down? Throw it a bit to the right so we don't get any collision damage. Yeah, look how much faster the Molly is. The Molly burns them so much quicker than anything else does. I'm not going to bother trying to figure that out. What's that? 93. Oh god, I can't even keep track. It's all going to be different numbers. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back over to you. I want to figure out how much damage per second the Molly is actually doing. So 212, so it's like 6 per increment, but like maybe 2 or 3 increments per second, so a fair amount of damage. The Molly is definitely the best of them, but you can't place Molotov traps down to the ground. That's what I wanted to do at the very start. Have like a trapdoor with some Molotovs or grenades behind it, and then when I wanted to, pull the pin on the trapdoor and flood whatever area the zombies are in with whatever consumable or throwable I currently had. So the Molly is the best, followed by the chlamydia stick, and then all of these are just rubbish. But whatever, we're here now. We may as well see if we can build something out of it. Let's give it a crack and see if we can use this to our advantage. They're useless. Let's try and find a use for them. The biggest issue that comes to mind for me with this is just how long it takes zombies to actually catch on fire when they're standing on one of the flame sources, like the campfire or the forge or the embers. Whenever they're standing on top of that, I mean, they never caught fire on the burning barrel at all, which makes no sense, but whatever, moving on from that one. When I was standing on top of the campfires, for example, they were there for like a good 5 seconds before they actually decided that they were flammable enough to catch a light. So that's the biggest issue I got there. Keeping a zombie that on Horde Night especially is running around like a chook with its head partially decapitated. If I can keep one of those Muppets in the same spot for long enough to catch on fire, that's the biggest challenge here. I mean, the small amount of damage sucks, but it's still damage all the same. If you can keep them in the same spot to get them set alight, at least you're going to have that kind of benefit. So I'm thinking maybe something like this. And I think this something like this might actually be perfect because they're all, like, they kind of get pushed all the way back into this one wide block area down here. Then it's like not actually too inconceivable that you could have maybe what, like a 20 campfires? That's actually not much. The forge kind of gets ruled out of this one because the forge is expensive to make. The campfires are super cheap. The fuel will be expensive, but you could pretty much line something like this up with campfires easy or relatively easily, and you could just stand up here and they'll be jumping around like a bunch of Muppets down there getting set on fire. I think that's my best chance of getting something like this to work. I'm not going to do it to this one, although I probably could, but I don't like modifying previous designs because then you accidentally break something, and then something gets broken, and then like that one time I ran a demolisher through my water base over there, he exploded and I had to rebuild everything. So that was no fun. So let's build ourselves a new little like inverted moat or something. I don't know what I called that one. Let's build ourselves a new one of those out here somewhere, line it with flame, and see if it works a little bit better. Just kind of thinking, actually, I may not actually have to do the one that's dug into the ground at all. The zombie walls themselves might actually work, because that means it centralizes the zombies even more again. So like before, with that one, they kind of have either side to jump up and down on, but this one, they're always going the same way. They're always coming through the same kind of option. And plus, I'm sitting pretty on the inside. That, and this is a much smaller build than the big zombie trenches. I can't bother digging out all of that turf. So instead, I'm just going to build a little kind of basically the same as that, but maybe a little bit bigger, just out here. Just a zombie wall, just see how that stands up. Because I prefer the zombie wall over the trench. That's what I built in Fists Only, and I've built trenches before, and it just takes way too long. I'd much rather, like, quartering the work I have to do and building myself a wall instead. I will build this out of stainless steel just because it's easier for now. I'm not testing the wall itself, I'm just testing the flames on the outside, so the material of the wall doesn't actually matter to me right now. Let's get you guys out of the way and get myself some more blocks like that. This also serves as a good opportunity for me. If you guys don't know how to build a zombie-proof wall, I can quickly give you a rundown and explain it to you, so you can build one in your world as well. If there it is there, I was looking for it. So we can all keep ourselves nice and safe in the apocalypse without too much effort. It's so simple and so easy, and just keep yourself nice and safe whatever is outside your walls. Right, so this is how it starts. Nice and simple, just a little cube 2 blocks high. That's all you need to build, because that's all the actual foundations of this needs to be. Then all you need is your wedges, your wedge tips, which if you're building out of a lesser material, I've explained this before, is either in the table saw or out of flagstone is the easiest way to get them. You also need your corners, your steep corners on the outside if you're building a wall as well. And all you do now is just hold R, go on face, click twice, and spin it around so the fat part is at the bottom, and put that all the way around the outside of the bottom of the wall. We're going to be doing the same rotation of this as well, one level up on the top of this wall, if not that spot there though, like this. Remember, you are putting the corners in as well, so leave the corners empty, because then you have that. That's the kind of base of it. You get your wedge tips, you go copy rotation, and put them all along there like that as well. And then on the corners, you just get your fat blocks like this, get your nice regular, I said that really bogan like that for a second, your nice regular rotation like that. In fact, I've gone the kind of wrong way there, haven't I? Maybe I have to go on face like that. Get them facing the right way for me. Why are you bit... Oh, I've got the wrong block, that's why. I was so confused why things weren't working as I wanted to. I was going to say the corners usually go the right way the first time. Put the corner like that, do the same thing with the next one, there, and just like that, that quickly, you have the foundations of your zombie-proof wall. The zombies take a look at this and they can't get up it, but you just do that all the way around, and you'll be nice and safe as a house in the middle of a zombie-proof barrier. Who would have thought? A swift little lick of paint to what is clearly the best texture in the game. The large concrete blocks are, what is it, in here, down there. These ones here, the stone's large is by far the best texture you can get in 7 days. I use it all the time and I'm still not sick of it, but this should basically do exactly what I want it to do. I can stand in here and the zombies on the outside. If I quickly just give you a demonstration if you're unfamiliar with it, I can put the zombies on the outside out there, pop out of my body for a second to see what they're doing, and they will never actually be able to get in here. Now look at this wall, get very confused and just run around like Muppets, just jumping up and down and sliding back down where they came without any issues at all. So that's what I was talking about. So if they're standing on these spots so often, hopefully they stand there long enough at some point to actually get set on fire. That's the kind of the principle I'm hoping for here. Oh, someone's getting some lucky shots in. You need to stop that, but it's because someone's standing on her head. Sorry about that. I'll get rid of you then. If you're not happy about having Chelsea sitting on your face, then I don't know what I can do to help you out. But if I put some campfires around the bottom here, I think we'll be okay, and hopefully they'll get set on fire. Don't need you, mate. I've already got plenty of zombies. Don't need any extra topless gate crashers coming in and ruining my party. Once again, even though I'm building this and testing this, I want to reiterate that this is absolutely not worth the time and effort of doing this. Especially, I'm doing it with campfires, which are the cheaper options. What are campfires worth? They're 5 small stones. Imagine doing this with like a forge or something. Look how much resources you'd have to invest into getting like a ring of forges around this. It would take way too long. Plus, campfires don't stack, so it's super annoying to have to do this. It just takes a long time, and that's not even like considering the amount of fuel or whatever I'm gonna have to use to get these things running as well. And I can just spawn in wood or coal or whatever I want to do to power these things up. But you'd have to level a small forest to power these things for long enough, like a whole horde night. It's absolutely not worth the effort for it. Just get out there with some Molotovs. You'd kill them quicker. You'd actually get experience, because I'm pretty sure if I kill some zombies with a campfire, I don't get experience for it. So you're losing out on so many things just to kind of like make your life a little bit easier. Just be a little bit more lazy. You have to go through so much effort. It's definitely more effort to be this lazy than it would be just to get out there and kill the zombies yourself. Put the last one in. Alright, there we go. I mean, I kind of like the aesthetic of it, having like a rubble pile around the base of the building. Kind of reminds me, I remember the first cinematic trailer for the original Age of Empires, like the big battle in like the ruins of like the whole classical architecture and stuff. And it's like the ruins with the skeletons and stuff. Don't know why, but it's really giving me some like old Age of Empires jams. And I kind of like that. I love Age of Empires. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And there's a new one coming out, which I'm very, very super hyped for. Alright, let's get back on topic. Back to 7 days and not back to an RTS. Right, I need some fuel for this. Let's go, no, that one, let's go wood. I just need, just fuck my mouth with wood at this point. Just give me all of the wood. That's still not going to be enough. Let's put stacks of 3,000 in there. That should be enough to burn for quite a while. Can't bother breaking down the stacks any more than that. This is the most amount of effort I'm willing to do for this. But already, it's kicking on. But let's go, yeah, down to 1,500. That'll be fine. It's already getting bright. It's already getting loud. I can hear the crackling in my ears. This is definitely going to call in a couple of screamers. God, look at the brightness of it. It's like searing my retinas into a very finely cooked steak. It is even getting overdone at this point. It's not pinky around the inside anymore. It's just black and char grill, but all the fires are now on. So let's get myself a couple of Muppets on the outside out there. Nope, that was the wrong button because they're all on top of me. Kill all. Get rid of all of them and put them out there, please. Where's my gun? Let's get some range. Go like that and go out there. Is that better? Yes, it is. Okay, let's put my body on the inside, get their attention, and turn their AI on. Now, is this going to be enough to actually get them to get themselves set on fire? I don't feel like it's going... Oh, it totally is. Okay, that's fine with me. Now, how long is this going to take to kill them, though? It's going to take an awfully long time. I mean, yeah, it's just not effective at all. In fact, they're not, they're taking so long to die, they're getting put out and have to get re-burnt a little bit later on. Plus, fire doesn't spread between zombies, which might make this more viable. But as it stands, the amount of resources and time that's spent to get all these working, just definitely not an option, I don't think. Well, I don't know. I hope this is answering your guys' question about whether or not campfires are a viable option, because I definitely don't think they are. I'm still waiting for the first of them to die. I think the lowest of the... Oh, yeah, there we go. We're finally under 100 health on the lowest of them. It's just taking so freaking long. You wouldn't do this on a Horde Night. Like, the risk of them eventually breaking something is just too high. Even though I've got them kind of, like, laid out nicer now, if they start getting, like, stacked up in zombie Jenga, they might start accidentally breaking stuff. But this is taking forever. I want to see what happens when they actually die, though. If I get some experience, or if this is all for nothing. Now, I know there is, like, some points you can put into, is it, like, Tourette syndrome? Or, I'm not sure what it was. Or Turret syndrome, rather. Let's just say it properly, how it's actually written. That you can get experience for traps. So, maybe it's a different perk. Maybe not the turrets one. But you can usually, there is a thing, something you can get. If I stumble over my words more, that'd be great. That you can actually get some experience from different traps. This doesn't count as a trap, so I don't think it's going to count for that. Oh, she's giving up hope. Yeah, go back on the fires. Please, love, get you back on there for 5 more minutes. I'll swivel you over with the tongs, trying not to get one side to get too crispy done. Oh, there we go. There's the first death and no experience. Okay, well, that's kind of answers that question, doesn't it? That took so long for them to die. So bloody long. Alright, well, that was fun. We now have some juicy burnt up stuff. Not even juicy anymore, just some crispy zombie steaks outside the walls. That was a whole endeavor. So I think that answers that question pretty conclusively. Yes, you can do it if you really want to, but no, you probably shouldn't. If you're just like the god of the apocalypse at that point, you got more resources you know what to do with and more time than you know what to do with, then sure, go build yourself a campfire of doom. I don't really mind. Go cook up all the zombies you possibly can. Open a bloody zombie restaurant. I don't really mind too much. Do whatever you think is fun. But I want to quickly show you guys the thing that I wanted to do, the thing that I wish was part of this game, but isn't right now. But maybe if I show it to you guys, maybe someone out there will be listening and we might get it for Alpha 19. It's a dream, but it's a very, very long shot of a dream. And how it would work is you would get yourself some hatches. Now, you can probably use the powered ones if you wanted to, but for this example, I'm just going to use the iron hatches because they're simpler than the other ones. And you just go like this. You just have some hatches up the top of a ramp or a pit or whatever it might be, just like that. Somewhere that you can have access, you can open... Actually, they're all facing the wrong way, so I'm going to go through and destroy them. Again, I wasn't paying attention when I put it down. But you have all the hatches like this, and you've got to have them opening with a little square in the top left. So like that, that's opening the right way. Yes, it is. All the way along like this. So you can put, for example, now I can't do it with grenade, with Molotovs right now. I'll show you why in a second. So you can put a bunch of grenades or whatever just at your feet, just like this. Stack them all up there on top of the door. So when you needed to, open the door, they slide down, you pull the pin, or you pull the pin on one, throw it down there, and explode all the zombies that are waiting at the bottom of the wall off to Kingdom Come. Off into orbit up to meet whatever space station is still orbiting at this point after the zombies take it. Reckon the zombies in the space race yet? They are, but I have something to do with it. But I don't think I sent any space stations up with them or anything to build one with. So you could have like a grenade trap or an explosive trap just sitting there, but you can't do it with Molotovs, because as soon as you try, we discovered this at the trader once upon a time, as soon as you try and drop Molotovs, they instantly explode. They drop as a Molotov. You can't place them down gently in a way that doesn't actually break them apart, which is very, very upsetting. That would be wonderful. Imagine having a trapdoor full of Molotov goodness above like a killing corridor or a killing pit or whatever, and then when you're just like, you know what, I've had enough of shooting these bubbles with arrows, you open the door, they all drop down, explode, set the zombies on fire, do whatever, and make your life a little bit easier. In fact, I want to test it out. Can I go, let's get ourselves some contact grenades. If I throw contact grenades in the ground, the same thing happen? No. Oh, you gotta pull the pin. Right, of course you do. Grenades don't explode unless you pull the pin, Josh. You probably know that. I probably should mention I didn't. You can't do it with grenades, because if you have grenades just sitting there like that, they have a super short despawn time. If you leave them there for long enough, like maybe less than a minute, I think it is. It's not very long at all. Eventually, they will just despawn. So you can't just have them kind of sitting there for a rainy day, which is very upsetting. I understand why. It's because that counts as an entity that the game has to track and apply physics to and do all that kind of stuff. Just like a zombie or a person or anything else in the world, that is a thing that has calculations applied to it. So if you have too many of them, it'll slow the game down. You have a max of 50 actually, I think, spawned in once before they start despawning. But eventually they will despawn and you won't have them there when you need them for the hoarder, which is very, very upsetting. I wish that I had like a different calculation applied to them than everything else does. So you could have them sitting there. This is a great demonstration, by the way, sitting here waiting for them to despawn. Eventually they will. But yeah, I kind of wish you could have that kind of rocking rolling around. So there would be better ways, in my mind, of having some sort of trap to go up against a wall like that. The campfires aren't an option. Fire in general just isn't an option unless it's the Molotovs. There you go, they just despawn. But you can't have the Molotovs just sitting there waiting for a rainy day. It's even less so than the grenades can. But I had to come and I had to test it. There's so many people that ask this question so many times. I had to actually go out of my way to make a video just to show it once and for all exactly why it's not an option. I sometimes don't explain it very well in the comments, so I wanted to show you guys exactly why it probably isn't a great idea. But I'll have to come back, answer more of your questions, build some more things, and test some more ideas in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to all the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.